what a great video, Echo. I loved it, man. So you were saying that you love like these more chill videos.
I love those conversation videos, man. I love the interview videos. You can't do them all the time, but they're definitely a lot of fun to do when you can. Especially, I figured being able to pull on DM, who's like, a lot of people love him because he's been here for a while. I actually was looking at your poll, and there were, about 3/4 of people know DM. 30% people never heard of him before, which actually surprised me.
I don't think I actually would say that. If I had to guess, I'll probably put it like 60-40. And my reasoning is that, I think I attract a lot of like new players. So as you. And we not been here for that long of a time, right? Like not everyone is a veteran, but I feel like because also there is like these intersect between Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4 players. Like a lot of players play Diablo 4, play Diablo Immortal, also know DM. Because of that, I'm one of them. So yeah, and also he's like one of the biggest creators when it comes like to these ARPGs and like in the Diablo genre. Yo,
Yeah, man.
That's look at him, your boy. Let me go here. No, I'm not gonna.
I don't have to put it on. I should use my better camera. This is my.
Yeah, you gotta use the better one. You look like Indez with that webcam, man.
Oh, I can't look like that.
Yeah,
I'll fix it up while we're chatting. Fix it up.
But yeah, it was such a big surprise, man. I was not I'm gonna turn on and then I'm gonna turn off here on the OBS so we can chat for 20 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. You have like this thing, and I'm gonna praise you a bit. I'm not gonna do the same way you did to Dark Microtransaction, right? But you have this thing that I want to in the future to try to do, which is you do your normal content. And then sometimes you just pull these rabbits out of like I don't know the expression in English, but he creates like it's like banger content. Like you had perfect examples was whenever you did also the whale interview. You also did what was like there was like the other thing regarding, it was like around like whenever like the Apollyon drama was appearing, that you brought up like the confidential contracts and all these things. I think you do a very good job like when it comes like to pull like very different content from time to time.
Yeah, man, I've just been around for a while, so I meet a lot of people.
Yeah,
man, I'm coming through fuzzy on your end.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's weird. That's my good camera too.
Oh wait. Oh, it's fixed. It's fixed. I think okay, it's like a bit on the. No, it's fine. But how did you? Because now, okay, I don't know if you can share. You don't need to get too personal, but you said that afterwards you went on this discussion with the DM a bit more personal. Is there any insight that you got out of that you want to share?
No. I mean, DM and I, we're good friends, right? We did content together for, over a year for Diablo Immortal. We met in person a couple of times, so we didn't only, we, like you and I, we're becoming friends, right? But we haven't met. When you meet in person, it's, I'm gonna be, I'll be able to hug you, and I'm gonna be able to really
and kiss and all these things, right?
Yeah, all that stuff. No, it takes a relationship and it takes a friendship to the next level. It becomes like a next.
It becomes real, right? It's like right now, it's like even though I know you're human, I'm a human, but it's like it's pixels, right? And it's just like there's a bond that definitely becomes stronger whenever you meet someone in person. And that's also one of the things, is that one of the benefits that exists, that we are able to connect like this, but nothing actually beats meeting the persons in real life and having a talk that is not through a mic and some headphones,
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I mean, him and I were in a very similar boat, right? Like, I've been doing YouTube for a long time. He's been doing it for a long time. We both, like, I consider myself a grinder YouTuber. I've never like hit a channel that went viral and like made it huge. I have a bunch of channels, and together I make a living from all my work. So we were both in that similar boat until he hit D4, and then he kind of hit that viral thing. So I know a lot about him, about the whole YouTuber feelings that you get over time.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube has some hard, dark times that we all go through. And you know, when you reach out to friends about that, and you build that bond over time. So we're just catching up about work, you know, because now I'm doing full-time YouTube again. I don't have a side job. So he was checking in on me. And he's one of the people that when I have, you know, life choice questions, you know, I respect his opinion, and I always have those conversations with him as well as a couple of other people to help me make, you know, informed decisions. He's got a really educated from experience perspective on life and how to do things. So yeah, it's just we just got into that stuff, you know, and you know, his
No,
personal
I
stuff,
feel
my
like that's
personal stuff.
that's like definitely important. You know, like you know, whenever you have someone, first of all, like I feel like it's important to surround yourself with you know, like the saying, if you're like the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You know,
Yeah.
you got to surround yourself with people that, you know, that you can help them, that they can also help you. And definitely, you know, there's also like this 33% rule. Like you should be 30% of your time teaching, 30% learning, and 30% doing the work. That's like something like that whenever you are with people. And that's also something that I try to do. Like, even though here, I mean, like only you, me, and maybe who is now doing like Diablo Immortal full time. It's like it's not a lot of people, right?
No one.
The other one was Abu, which I kind of miss, because like I feel like he also, every content creator in this space kind of feels a hole in the gap, and whenever they leave, you know, they are missed. Like for you is DM, but I never had DM, so for me it's Abu, you know, like
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to have these, but I feel like as you just keep doing content, and it is normal, people will leave, people will quit, people will just start playing different games, and you know, at some point you were friends, or it's not like you're gonna stop being friends, it's just like, you know, life goes into different directions, and maybe it's like your paths just don't sync as much, and I felt like whenever you were talking with him, I felt that way. I felt, you know, that you were coming from that place.
Yeah, I mean, there were also topics that after we got off, I'm like, man, we should have spoken about this stuff too. But I also didn't want to bore him with a straight up Diablo Immortal conversation, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a game he hasn't really played in a while. He has some fond memories of it, but I didn't have to go too deep into all that stuff. But yeah, man, something that I want, it was cool. One of the things that he said in that was that he thinks Diablo Immortal is like I don't remember the exact quote that he said, but something about it being a better than Diablo 4.
Yeah,
You know,
he said that
overall.
it's a better game than Diablo 4 because it has more cadency of events, and is the core, like the community, the core systems of the game are better. Besides the pay to win stuff that, you know,
Yeah.
gives and stains the whole thing,
Yeah.
which I completely agree. I did the reverse, right? I came from Diablo 4 to Diablo Immortal, and yeah, like I feel like one of the main reasons why you stay in this game is because in Diablo 4, 99% of the times you're playing alone, and you can have a blast, you know, playing it for a few days, but it gets boring, you know, like and
Yeah.
here I found a community inside the game, which I didn't. I think like the last game that I played with the community was I would say probably World of Warcraft, you know, so many years ago. I've been through all these mobile games playing in the PC games, and I never found like you have a clan. Like I feel like a lot of the problems that comes like with these other mobile games, they do a clan, but these clans are the only and the mainly use is for you to have 5% more XP, 5% more damage. You click on the dailies, you have to kill the boss, but you don't even do the boss with anyone. You just like go there, you try. And so it's it's a clan, but the only reason why you come together it is for your personal gain. And I feel like Diablo Immortal in that sense does a very good job.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when the game was coming out, they just in our talks, like it wasn't publicly discussed, although it probably was mentioned from time to time. But in behind the doors with the Blizzard people, they were all about this. They wanted this to be a community game, and I think they actually did a great job making a more simple version of an MMO. An MMO could be really overwhelming. It's massive, it's so much. And for a casual mobile gamer, which is what they're, trying to lean into here, although I think it's not a casual mobile game, they had to simplify. I think they did a great job. You can't see thousands of people in one world, but you're definitely going to run into people that and you could do those activities together and things like that. So I think they did it well. And another thing is, everyone's been looking now for 3 years for a better game than Diablo Immortal on mobile, and there's freaking nothing, dude. Nothing even close. Yeah. So it's like,
I know you do a better job in these than me, but sometimes I also go like to the exactly what the DM was saying. You go through the App Store and it's like, man, I cannot see myself playing these. It's just like another, hyped game that's they're gonna try, and and I just don't see myself playing. I don't see, and I know that I have like this hype personality and all these things that, but I cannot really fake the hype. I actually literally have to be hyped about something to come like that. It's and if I'm annoyed at something, it's going to show. So it's actually maybe for a content creator is not like the best trait, because sometimes maybe you just want to contain yourself a bit. But yeah, that's just how it is. Like so
you're genuine.
Maybe that's a different word, but also like depends on like what kind of like channel you're trying to build, right? There's so many other channels, like for example, when I met you for the first time was with your Echo Gaming, like the main channel was like, because I used to play mobile games. I used to, check like top 10 of like whatever, and you are one of like the top 10 channels that appears like very regularly on that. But I always saw like your channel as like a catalog of information for me to go there and see like what is the hottest news or something like that.
I need to go back. I haven't done those top 10 videos in a while. I should probably go and do at least one a month for the new stuff coming out. I kind of stopped doing it, and I shouldn't. Thanks for the reminder there.
Yeah, man. Force Gaming also, it's something that I watch. Like it does more for the desktop games, and I watch every month. So if you do them, I'm gonna watch it here on the stream, because I'm still a gamer at heart, and I will be. I'll be down to try like multiple games, and now I have a new PC. I just have to sometimes like get out of my head that I can actually do more than I do maybe on the stream or while you were speaking with the DM, actually you were saying, and it was very interesting. Like can we discuss a bit that, like he said that okay, even after you made it, you're still the same dude. You still have to wake up, and you have to do the video or you have to do the stream, and it's like sometimes like it's those things like absolutely makes sense. Like he still has to wake up and do the grind and play video games. What do you thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've lived through the beginning and now. Okay, so I never made it to like 1 million subscriber YouTuber. So in my eyes, I haven't like made it on YouTube, right? But when I talk to people, like I've been 5 years doing YouTube as a job. So a lot of people would look and say, made it. I remember when I was a newer YouTuber doing Clash of Clans related stuff. I don't remember the name of the YouTuber. He was a friend of Anthony Eclipse and did Clash Royale stuff. And I remember this guy hitting 100,000 subscribers and tweeting about it. And I was like, oh my God, he hit 100,000. Like he's like a god, this guy.
The GOAT.
And I'm like, he's making bank and he's doing this full time. And then he quit to go to college. He just like literally just dropped his channel. I'm like, who could do that? And then my channel hit 100,000 subscribers, and I was the same dude as I was from the beginning to 100,000 subscribers. I was happy that I hit it. And then when my channel, like my main channel is almost at 350,000, it's died out. It's 9 years old, but it doesn't change who I am. I'm still the same guy that I was back then. I could imagine that some people would get cocky or arrogant or feel better than others, but most that I come into contact with, that's not the case. Like everyone is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like this Diablo community it's small, right? Everyone is, fairly small creators. Like no one's massive. But when you get into some of the other titles, I've met people with over millions of subscribers. One of my closest friends is the largest content creator for Clash of Clans. His name is Judo Sloth. He's got like 4 or 5 million subscribers. Like, and he's the same guy he was before. He's just got a team that you keep talking about. He has a team that he works with to put together the best content for the game, and it is a straight up business for him. So yeah, but people don't change, man. And what you'll do in the morning is the same thing that you'll do. Obviously, your content will change a little. Maybe it'll improve a little. Maybe you'll build out a team a little. But at the end of the day, you're playing the game, learning about it, and putting out videos about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a new guy or if you've been doing it for 9 years. It's the same thing.
I also feel like there is a certain law of attraction, right? So, if you are in a certain way, you have certain ideals, you think in a certain way, and you have a certain mindset and tastes, you're gonna most likely be attracted to go and connect and watch people that gonna be more similar to you, and maybe if you went to watch like some or met some creators like from Kick, the Twitching platform, or like like these other like crazy IRL like pranksters and these things, then maybe we're gonna have like a different discussion, because like people I feel like also like people in that market, they tend to get like famous like very early, and like on their 20s, and they get like these flux of like followers and millions of dollars and all these things, and obviously they're gonna change because like all of a sudden the world is with every eyeballs on you, and then you're young, you are young. So I don't think that myself I will change much, like I'm fucking above 30, right? I'm like 34 or something, and I think obviously whenever I'm gonna be 40, I'm probably gonna be more mature in this, but I don't think I'm gonna change a lot. I also think that like you can give more perspective because you're a bit older, but like, do you think you're that different than you were like 10 or 15 years ago?
Nah, man. When I was young, you listen to old people and they're like, I still feel young when they're old, right?
Oh fuck! Oh, so true.
Yeah.
It's
So like I'm like 10 years older than you, man. I'm definitely an old man of this whole scene. And I feel exactly the same. Now you get more knowledge. Like it's the same stuff you hear when you like listen to your grandpa talk. Like I'm wiser. I know more about everything just because I've lived through it. But I mean, I'm still a mid 40-year-old dude playing video games and putting out videos about it. Just trying to have a good time. So I think also this space keeps me young, right? Like I'm doing young person things. I'm not like a lawyer sitting at a desk doing old person things. I throw
also
a hat
you go
on
to the
backwards.
gym. You go to the gym.
I go to the gym. I try and stay healthy. Yeah, I like sports. But yeah, I mean, I have a young mind, but I'm definitely not young. Like I don't have a young soul. Like everything that I do, I shouldn't say everything that I do, but a lot of what I do is calculated, and I do it because I'm trying to make things sustainable. And we talk about that a lot privately.
Yeah,
you
become maybe more cautious, more risk adverse also as well, right? Even though I think you still do some risks, like YouTube is a risk by itself, right?
Yeah, you said it on your stream earlier. I was lurking in there, and you said something about YouTube channel, or maybe it was in a video I just watched, how it could be gone tomorrow. I have 4 YouTube channels. YouTube can
exactly
get bought. YouTube could change their algorithm, and my channels could all die because of a new algorithm, or Amazon can come and buy YouTube, and then it all changes, and there goes my whole. I mean, it's like a business franchise, really, at this point in time. Like you're starting to build yours, all these different channels.
Yeah.
If something changes in the algorithm and they don't like how you're doing, you either adapt to it quickly or you become a dinosaur and then you can't work. Now, I've been able to adapt over the years because it's changed, but you have to always be on top of that. So what I'm doing now is risky, actually.
No, you're right. Like, and the word that you said, adapting, I feel like it's something that like why we keep having discussions even off stream is because I feel like we have both like these mindset of like keep improving, and what is working, what is not, like what we can learn. And yesterday I was actually talking with Misery, and one of the things that I told him is like, maybe look back, and some things that like the landscape of creators and content in Diablo Immortal has changed. YouTube has changed as a whole. The viewers also have changed. And maybe like things that you did it in a way like 1 year ago that used to maybe like pop off, probably maybe now is not gonna work as well, and in 2 years is gonna be the same. Whatever, maybe now you and I like doing like the split thing, for the news thumbnails in these things, or the arrows. And maybe in 6 months, or 1 year, like we're gonna have to change and adapt. Maybe it's gonna be AI slob, man. AI slob.
I already gotta change it because you stole my shit, man. So now I gotta change it myself, you bastard. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, you always have to adapt to stuff. Like, I love AI thumbnails. I think artistically they're so clean and they're perfect, but in my opinion, they're not as good because they're not actually showing what's the video's about.
Yeah.
It's showing a rendition. I like to show something from the game, if it's game content, something from the game that people are gonna be like, oh, that's from the game, not something that, I learned back in the day, because I used to always want to have beautiful thumbnails. And I learned from DM, that shit doesn't need to be beautiful. It needs to tell the story of what the video is about. Look at DM's thumbnails, man. He puts his face in the corner, some big text, and then a screenshot behind it. And it just shows, like, I mean, I was just talking to a thumbnail designer earlier today. He wants to do 100 thumbnails for me a month. And I'm thinking that's actually kind of nice, but it's a whole process that I don't know that I want to get into. And I don't even know if it's needed. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth the money to spend to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, also, like, touching on that topic, one thing that we watch, because like you said that, what, sometimes I go to your channel, to DM channel, and you check like what it was doing good for him and all these things. And I also did that. Like, I feel like it's normal. Every content creator that aspires to become big, like, has to go through the videos that are now almost like 3 years old, and and just like see how did they do well. But I feel, and what I said on, like, while I was reacting to it, was that I tried certain things that DM does, and what I realized that maybe it just doesn't work for me, and it's just because maybe it doesn't go along with my personality. Maybe it doesn't go along with the the presentation, or like or even the vibes that I output. I feel like whenever you see that thumbnail with the title for the DM, actually works very well. But along the way, I tried like to do like probably like 5 or 6 title and thumbnails, more or less like his, and it never worked out well for me.
Well, there's something about, so I'm back and forth on my face on thumbnails. You cool if we do like a little YouTube talk? Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So first of all, the Diablo Immortal community knows me. Most of them, because I've been around for a while, right? Because I've been here since the game. So I would say most people know my face. But you put out a YouTube video, it goes to your subscribers, and then if it does well, it goes out to people that don't know you. So is your face on a thumbnail really helping your video once it breaks out of the Diablo Immortal bubble and starts going beyond? The answer is no, it doesn't, because your stupid I'm talking about myself, like the dumb reactions I do, all that stupid stuff, like, it doesn't help because I'm not a face. But look at DM, man. I look like a normal white dude. DM has the long red hair. He's always got, like, he has a very distinct look that most people don't have. He looks different. There's a lot of people that look like me. I mean, obviously not like identical, but I don't stand out in a group of American guys that are in their 40s. I'm basically, I look like them. He stands out, so he can do that a lot more. And people like Mr. Beast can do it because everyone knows that face. It's his branding itself. So I go back and forth. What I typically try and do with my face live, I'm going to tell you so you can steal this too, Indez. I'm just joking, buddy. I'm just kidding. When I'm going live, I like to throw my face on a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And when I'm doing a regular video, I just put something relating to the game on it. And that's kind of something that I'd like, you know, if I'm on it, that means I'm going to be live. And if I'm not, that
I
means it's going to be a
actually,
regular video.
you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I am testing exactly the reverse.
Are you
if
really?
you go and you scroll down like a few like 1 or 2 months, you're gonna see that I have the face all the time. I used to, like, every time you click on my stream, there's the face. And then I started thinking, okay, can I really change that? Because the same logic as you're saying, will the stream still bring viewers if I just work a bit better on the thumbnail translates a bit better like the stream? I still feel like from my results until now, it is pretty much 50-50. It doesn't like really matter. And also, even on the videos, I will say that, for example, for the depends on the video that you're going for. If it is like a news video, I feel like it is completely fine because it's not evergreen. But if it is like a build video or a guide or something like that, I still probably will not put my face on it, just because imagine this from the perspective of a new player. You just install the game, you know, you're seeing this dude for the first time, but you don't know him, you know. So unless maybe you, because you also have a point, like some people are distinct from each other, like having, you know, long you know, ginger hair definitely distincts you. For me, maybe some people say it's the beard, but at the end, like, it's like how many dudes with a beard and this look like you actually know, you know. There's people that go with the accessories or something like that. But I realized, for example, from you know, like I told you regarding the news thumbnails, that I felt like, listen, it's not even close. I always do 3 thumbnails for my news. The one with the split screen always outperforms. It's like sometimes it's like you know, 25, 35, and like 45 or something like that. And this 45, wow, it tends to be always I got like some templates similar to Vulkan. I got a template that, you know, I also created myself, and then I throw like that one, and it fucking works. And I feel like my only reasoning, it is because of you, and because of like all these years of people watching your content, and they know that if it is a split screen, it's gonna be a topic, a news topic. So this, I think, like, this is some valuable information out for you, because it's not like usually I always do multiple thumbnails. I never do like just one. I do like at least 2, sometimes 3.
Yeah, I tend to do the same too. That new tool is great.
Yeah.
And the only reason for, and it's funny because I have 4 channels. The split thumbnail does not work on my other channels. It only works well on my Diablo channel. If I do it on my Raid channel, it'll underperform. So it's weird.
It's community. Community
it's
habits.
trained.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They are just they just understand, you know, like how it is. And and I don't think there's nothing. And sometimes, like, you try to go against the trend, but you know, it's hard. It is well, there's like here Havoc, they said you just have to make a very distinct logo. It could be your face. I mean, like, I feel like logos, they do not translate that well. Or they take a very long time to build up that thing.
And
the
I think faces are the new logo now. Like,
yeah,
your face
the
is
face,
the logo.
Yeah, the face is your brand. I feel like, especially for content creators, there is the one. But
when I think of your channel, I think of your face. I think of that blue icon. That's, you know,
exactly. I feel like that's the thing that should never change. You know, your profile picture is like something that it should never change, because I see your face with the flames in the back, and I know that it's like it's your channel, you know. So I definitely, like, YouTube is a learning experience, and you know, I learn a lot from you, and I feel like it is, you know, the thing is like 3 months ago or 4 months ago, whenever like we started speaking more often, I was in a place I was like still trying to figure out. I was like still growing, and I am still growing, but like definitely like we are reaching to that level that's, you know, it's getting, you know, I'm able to now to do this like completely full time, which is like
Congrats.
something that I'm very happy. Like it took a lot of work, for sure. And definitely, you know, the community helps a lot because, you know, the AdSense, it is like I saw that DM was saying that he used to make around like 2.5K to 3K of AdSense.
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
How many views did he had back then, like per month? Do you know?
I don't remember. I remember there was a month or two where he got himself up to 1 million views. You can go on Social Blade and actually pull up his history.
Oh, there was 1 million views.
But that was during the beginning, and you know, I mean, at the end of the day, his channel probably did perform a little bit better than both of ours at his peak, but
yeah,
you know, there's, like I said, there's a ceiling with this game. And I think you and I are basically, you know, we're kind of near that ceiling. I think our numbers are pretty similar. We get our numbers in different ways, but it's still pretty similar. And you know, I think that's just where it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, that's the example right there. Like he was the number one before he left, and I'm kind of where we are.
I'm trying, but let me also so we can appear on the screen.
Okay.
So yeah, just pulling here for a bit, and he had here like some big peaks, right? Like 1.8 million views. Wow. So this was like right at the start of the game, right? And then there was like obviously like this insane drop off, but I mean drop off like compared like to us. Like my channel, I think is around like 300 400,000 views, something like that monthly. And then he had another peak here. Probably what was this, like Blood Knight? Before Blood Knight or something?
Blood Knight was right before he left. Blood Knight had to be the other big peak, right?
Yeah. This is kind of no. I think like this is whenever he popped off the second time.
What's that right there? June. That's Blood Knight right there.
It is Blood Knight, right? Yeah.
He also put out a video about mental health at that point in time.
Yeah,
and
that's when I met him. That's when I saw him for the first time. I watched
think that video. Yeah, it got like 100,000 views in the first 2 days or something, and it was literally just him talking to the camera about mental health.
Yeah,
and he actually took it down because everyone thought that he was like, you know, bad things were happening.
Yeah. Fleck is asking who is DM. DM, it is his name is Dark Microtransaction. It used to be, is now like a very famous ARPG, you know, Path of Exile 2, Diablo 4 content creator on YouTube and on Twitch. But before, he used to be probably the biggest YouTuber for the Diablo Immortal back in the day. And then we were just like checking, like comparing things. But yeah, like his numbers make sense. Like it's like I said, like I had to double like my viewership of the channel to even try to hit like similar numbers to that, which is it's crazy. I don't think we'll be able to reach there. And now that you're here, like I'm just wanna have like a quick chat about like these recent updates. You've been playing multiple mobile games for the many years. You've probably seen more mobile games anniversaries than I did. What is your thoughts on this?
The update?
Yeah, like for the anniversary.
Man, I saw the calendar. I'm going to be putting a video out about the calendar. I saw that you put something out. I saw your thumbnail on it this morning. That's where I actually heard you say something about that quote I mentioned you about before. Let's just say I hope that this new class is that big update that's coming in a couple of weeks, because dude, this anniversary update, I was actually a little slapped in the face by it. Like, we couldn't even have 4 battles with the bosses. I thought, okay, we'll get into this like big boss. I went in with 3 other guys to do that fight against, what was it, Skarn, I think?
Yeah.
It was over in 20 seconds. And I'm like, what? And I'm looking around, like, what else did we get? I think that the Butcher cosmetic, it's a generous gift. That's probably like a $30 to $50 value, but you don't get it right away. Like, we have to work towards it. They're going to keep us logging in for it. They are giving us some legendary crests and stuff. So like the gifts, I think, are okay. I don't have a problem with the gifts. I have a problem with there's no new content.
Yeah,
The
there's
boss battles
nothing.
are just old boss battles that are just put in a different scene, really.
Yeah,
Which
it's just
I was disappointed. Yeah,
it was very disappointing. And because like this should be a phase that we want to celebrate, right? That we want to celebrate the fact that the game, it is doing 3 years, and it just feels like like I can't even know, because like I am a creator, obviously the content depends on it as well, but even like I'm coming like this disappointment is as a player, man. Like I expect like on I don't expect a lot like between patches, but at least I expect whenever we have like these moments, the peak moments. So you have the new class, you have the anniversary, and maybe you have the story update in December, and in what, like we have maybe like 4 moments of the year that we have like, or that they should
yeah,
be massive hype. Oh, and the collab, of course. The collab was pretty cool.
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
liked
say
it.
it was fine. It dragged for a bit, but it was fine. But yeah, it's been rough, and
Yeah.
it's hard to get excited whenever it feels like even Blizzard is not excited. you know
I'll tell you what, man. I feel like there was more hype from me interviewing DM than from the update itself. Like, I feel
Absolutely.
like that was more exciting to people than the update. I mean, the number of DMs that I got this morning from people, and just looking through the comments, like everyone was so excited to see him back. And all you hear about the up now, I'm not trying to like toot a horn or anything, but like I really don't feel like people were excited about the update. And to be honest, I wasn't upset with it. I was just like, I was disappointed. Like I was a little shocked that it was as small as it was. And I really do think, I think it's because they're kind of stretching us along for something. I think that something is going to be the new class. Um, I just think that it's the third anniversary. Hit us with a bang. Wake up, pop in, get a
Yeah,
beat. But
it's
they
not a
want us to
minor
keep
patch.
logging in.
Yeah, it's
But
not a minor thing. It's not a at least drop us some crests. If you don't have content, give us some crests. Give us like
yeah,
something fun that people always get excited. I feel like that's like the thing for sure. And
I think there's another Mirror Jewels event I think coming next week. I heard
yeah,
a rumor of that somewhere, so that's
yeah,
cool.
but
Although the last two have screwed me pretty good. I think I've gotten 38 1-star gems and
oh
and two stars from the last two. I'm due. I'm due.
yeah,
But yeah, the update was a disappointment. But I always am a glass half full guy. I
yeah.
assume it's disappointing now because it's going to be a banger when
Yeah,
the
that's
new
the
class comes. I
the
just
the copium speaking, right? Like that's where we
yeah,
want to hope that
that's what we want to hope.
but I
I mean, a
feel
new
like
class is coming.
yeah, the new class is coming, but I just feel like as a Diablo player, or Diablo Immortal in this case, I feel like our standards are so low and our expectations are set so low that I don't know. It's just like I played other games, man. Like like anniversaries, like summer events, winter events, Christmas. I don't know. Like there's always like they always make like the excitement. They always try to. Not every game. I'm not saying every game. I'm saying like other games
Yeah.
that I play. They always try. I think like they do a very good job in this sense. And I want to believe what you're saying, and then I just um I don't know. Like you're right. Like people are saying that, and like here also on the stream, they say, bro, like it's more entertaining to watch your stream than actually playing the game. you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't feel that way. Obviously, we should watch the stream and have fun, but also when you go to the game, you should also have fun. And you should and definitely the hype, and that's also whenever we as a content creators, especially in these moments of when things are more dry, I feel like it's when it's important to come up like with these things that's gonna make like maybe the player base excited or excited about your channel, or and that's like the thing, like we circle back to how we started. it's that, like, I think you do a very good job also when it comes to that. Maybe the idea that I did a few days ago that I don't want to talk about, but you know, maybe that was not the best one, but also it was an attempt to bring some excitement to the community, and like putting like the community speaking with each other, and you know, discussing, and because a community without passion and without, you know, this discussion, and it's a boring community, you know. And I feel like we as content creators, or in more specific as entertainers, I feel like we also have a role to play with this. What do you think about that?
I agree. The problem with the Diablo Immortal community, we could even go maybe even as far as the ARPG community, is everyone expects guides and tutorials and how-to content, right? So you're taking on this personality of more like a DM, someone that's a streamer, a personality. You do a lot more than just play the game. You haven't even played the game yet today. You've been streaming for 2 hours. You haven't even gotten into the game, right?
Yeah.
So I think I personally, I mean, you gave me a nice rating in your thing. Thank you. But I personally wasn't offended by it. And I'm not offended by that kind of content. I understand how sometimes it's hard to hear if someone gives you a rating that's like, I heard your rating. You critiqued me as well. You gave me a nice score, but like there was a critique in there, and I could take the critique. And I mean, you didn't do it in a negative way.
Yeah.
But some people, you know, it's just a different kind of content. It's a casual kind of content, and I personally like that kind of content. I think the issue was where you ran into was we're part of the creator program, and other creators from that program may have felt, you know, may have been upset by it. So that's it. If you weren't in a creator program, say whatever you want about anybody. Who cares? There's nothing to lose. But you know, you want to maintain a nice, friendly relationship with the people in the program because we're all peers, and with Blizzard themselves. I don't think anything you did was wrong in the content, but I do understand why people could have been offended by it, because you know, everyone has feelings and it hits them in different ways. But look at Asmongold, man. He reacts to everybody all day long. That's what he does. But you know, I mean, you did the right thing. I think that you saw that it hurt some people and you took it down. I think at the end of the day, the right thing was done because you were being generous, where you could have just left it up if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. I think content needs to be more fun. I remember sitting with DM, and before he left Diablo Immortal, and we're sitting there like, okay, dude, this game, we've done all the guides. Like, you could obviously reproduce guides, but we've done all the guides that are to be done. We've done everything. Like, what kind of fun content can we make together? Like, what can we do that's just fun?
Yeah.
And some of my favorite fun content was made for Clash Royale from Nick and Molt. I don't know if you know who they are. Nick at Night, who's no longer Nick at Night, and Molt. They were both creators for that, multi-million subscribers, and they would just collab almost every video and compete against each other in the game. That was it.
But how will they compete against each other?
There were ways that the game where you can go against each other or be teammates or something like that. They create different challenges, kind of like you did with Survivor's Bane with with Misery, like little competitions. They think of things, you know, you have to use all ground troops, all air troops. They just compete, you know, make up little stupid challenges. And now, obviously, that was at the beginning and in the peak of mobile gaming.
Yeah,
mobile gaming is on it's not the new thing anymore, right? When mobile gaming was new, you know, I'm like, all the original mobile gamers like Chief Pat, Nick at Night, Molt, all those guys, like I've met all of them talking about meeting big content creators. I've met all of them at Supercell events. And again, they're just normal dudes too. But, you know, we're not there anymore. You can't just start streaming a mobile game and see instant pop off because everyone can do it now. It's not you know, there's no equipment needed and all that. But
you can literally just do it from your smartphone, and it is actually the quality is good enough. Yeah, definitely enough. Like the barrier of entry. It's I feel like there's two ways, right? It's easier in a way, and also harder in another way, right? Because it is so easy to now output content, everyone can do it. You know, there's more supply. No, there's more videos. But I also feel that even though the quality of content, because like even today, like 2025, a YouTube viewer, it is way more demanding. For example, with the audio, right? Like for me, audio is like one of the things. Like if the video has bad audio, I can deal like with a shitty camera. I can deal like with a little bit lightning and all these things. But bad audio, it is very hard for me to hear. And but so there is still like there's still opportunity. Like I always felt like looking back, I thought like, man, even if I want to become a content creator, like I'm too old, or my time has passed, and all these things, and it's not true. Like every day you see like creators popping off, even in Diablo Immortal, right? Like the other day there was a guy that made a build for the Tempest, and he came to speak with me. And he was like, man, I had this video did like 5,000 views in just a few days. What if now I go and I upload my vault battles and my battlegrounds and whatever. And I told him like, listen, you did a very good job. People are obviously interested, but if now you're gonna put like some content that maybe there's like, why? And I asked him like very clear, like, why would I watch your vault content? Like, why would I care? Like, I don't know you that enough. You don't have, and I try to explain, like, people went to your build and watch a build guide because people are always searching for build guides. It's like everyone is always starving for like the next build and this and that. And then he wanted to pretty much like just do more content. And I said like, listen, take a step back, try to come up like with something like as strong or valuable, so you don't kill your channel. And but it's actually very impressive that still even today in this game, Diablo Immortal, average content creator, bro, there was even no voice, and he got like 5,000 views.
It's because he was offering something, because like you said, people are looking for builds. He was offering it. All they care about is the build. They don't care about the face. They don't care about the audio. They just want to see the build. It's like when I used to build bases for Clash of Clans. I don't know if you've ever played or anyone's played Clash of Clans, but it was like base builds. Like this is a build that you can't 3-star. People don't give a crap about what I'm talking about. They want to skip to the end of the video and look at the build completed. And and those videos get close to 1 million views, but they just want a good base. People just want a good piece, a good build here. Yeah. But a lot of people, we talked about it in that video with DM. Actually, I think I spoke about it in my video prior to that when I was talking about content creators. Yeah. It's real easy to do your first 20 videos on YouTube. You got all the ideas. I'm going to do this build. I'm going to do this event. I'm going to explain what that is. And then when those dry up, you're like, okay, now what the hell am I going to talk about? And that's when people die off, because it takes work and creativity,
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is definitely, you actually touch like in the right word, like creativity. Sometimes, like a lot of times, like in the morning, I'm like, I wake up, I try to go to the Reddit is fucking dry. I try to go, to like maybe the Nickels Discord to see if there's a new leak or something like that, and you just like scavenging for like something to do a
little
video.
Bits and pieces.
It is like, geez, okay, all right, there is nothing. So let me go back. What can I do? And I feel like that exercise, it's something that definitely, I think I got slightly better. And it was also, again, like looking at, what do you do? And, like you've been doing this for so many years. And I told like many months ago that I kind of wanted to make like those reps. And I feel that over time I am becoming better. And but I actually want to touch here on a certain subject, because I had like a video because of like copy paste content. So people say that content creators in Diablo Immortal, they do the same content. They cover the same news, they cover the same patch, they do the same rebuilds. What is your thoughts on that?
Copy paste content, man. There's so limited content inside of these games. I think there's no such thing as copy. I saw that video too. I actually saw that video and I thought it was going to be a video that pissed me off when I watched it. I thought it was going to be someone like just beating down on content creators, but really they actually brought some good points.
But,
Um,
mhm.
um,
But what video? Sorry, I was reading a message.
no, it's like, okay, a new gem comes to the game. We're all going to talk about the freaking
Oh,
new
yeah,
gem.
yeah, yeah.
You know, when if new essences come, we're all going to put those essences into the class that we use. And like, there's only so much we can do. That's why YouTube is not just about guides and builds, because if there was, there could be one dude that's doing all those videos and everyone would watch that one dude. And it does kind of work that way, right? Like sometimes there are I'm not I mean, I do builds. Sure. Some of those videos actually do well, but I'm not the best builder inside of the game. You know, I'm much more of a casual person, as you said. But that's my thing, right? Starting copy paste, man, it's going to happen. There's only so much stuff that happens inside of the game. And we try to put our own take on it. You have your spin that you put on everything. I have my spin. People watch you because they like you. And people like me watch me because they like me. And some people watch multiple of us because they like the game and they want to consume all of the content. And maybe people can't stand me and they don't watch my stuff. That's all cool. Like we just got to go out there and do it. But copy paste content, man, it's gonna be there.
And also I feel like there was like this comment that I also use from Snipes, that he said that you know, why would you be bothered like if multiple channels, you know, covered like the same news or the same bills? Like, do you get bothered whenever you have like the 4 national TV channels, you know, covering the same news, but they are covering in different ways, you know?
Great point. I love that, actually. I've never heard that.
I was actually, you know, Snipes, he got unbanned just because of these comments. Actually was like, I never thought about it in that way. And it makes total sense. Like, you watch like a certain channel because maybe you like the person that presents, maybe you like the style, maybe you like you know, their information, and some other people like another, you know, CNN or whatever are the channels there, you know. And that's about it, you know. Like, you have, I will always bring my free to play perspective, you know. I'm a unique. I have my own thoughts. You have your own perspective, and above all, I feel like what is important is like your channel or our channel should have a value proposition. It's like, why would they come to our channel? I feel like it is so important to have a reason, and you know, can be for news, can be for guides, and I feel like you said, like, maybe you not be the best to cover builds, but maybe you are the best at like getting things first than everyone else. Maybe you're the like, you always bring your experience. One of the reasons why I always still watch your videos like regarding the news is because, man, you're just being here for a very long time and you have like all these knowledge like regarding the game, that I'm not talking about like the game itself, like the mechanics. I'm talking about like the whole spectrum of like Diablo Immortal since like beta. And you can bring something to the table and you can add some commentary that I can't, because I'm just like not knowledgeable about that fact. And even whenever you and DM were talking, like he said like that thing about like the Tempest that was data mined like back in the day, whatever. I had no idea. So I feel like bring sometimes that lore and that experience to the table, and saying that, I feel like it is something that definitely would add value to me as a viewer, because it's just different.
No, we all can learn from one another, man. Like I'm learning from you as well. Like I learned from DM how to do patch notes. I was always very like all my content was edited and I wanted it to be perfect before it went out, and I was never first. And I learned from DM, from being his friend, that I was hurting my channels from that. No one cares if it's perfectly edited or if this is perfectly centered on the screen while I'm talking about it. They want to know the information first, and once they get it, like for example, you put out the update information this weekend. I had my son's birthday party. I didn't put out a video. I put out a day later. Your video performed better than me. People had the news. Why do they need to go watch mine? So, right, it's a lot about you know, just being relevant and getting there early enough.
You know what I do? I can give you but I don't know if you're gonna do, but whenever that happens to me, the way I do it is just like I create a better presentation, or I add the yesterday's news together with the today's news, or I add like the latest 3 news, because I also like put sometimes a build or guide, and I don't always like make the news. So the way I do it, I try to add something extra from yesterday and today's, and I put it like on a nice PPT, because you're right. Why people will watch me? I mean, maybe for the take and things, but maybe like this is not enough because they already know the information that it is there. Because they already watch.
It's a good tip. But you, what I get from you, obviously, I think you're doing well because you're the live personality, right? You're the guy that's live every day.
Yeah.
I think that's good, but also your reaction stuff. Like, it gets me very curious about reacting to people's things. I just worry that it pisses people off. Like,
he does.
I don't know.
He does.
Yeah, I thought. So, like, if someone puts out a great build video and I want to react to it, does that hurt? I personally don't think it hurts someone's video. Like, you just watched me interview DM, and your viewers watched that. I don't look at that and say, "Oh man, that's 500 less people that are going to come watch that video." I don't look at it that way, but a lot of people do. A lot of people do. I think of it as just more exposure. It's good. Get my face out there. Get the channel out there.
Definitely. If you have that mindset, it's dumb. Like
if
you have like a YouTuber, like the bigger streamer or whatever, reacting to your video will always be more exposure. Brings the community. These they also in the live streams. This community that is here, these are very dedicated players. That are very invested on the game, and they may know you, but maybe you being here now, they are knowing you better, outside of the videos and all these things. But it is a good point, like the fact that I try to be live, and in the reaction stuff, I can tell you the downsides. The downsides, it is first, a reaction tends to be I don't think this is a problem for you. It's just like you have to speak on the spot, and you have to try to learn the pacing of but some people, they just don't like reaction content. And especially sometimes you find like imagine if I react to your video, actually you have a very good community, but there may be like other, especially like smaller content creators, they have like these very passionate people that they love their creator, and it's like, you're stealing the video from my creator, and you're stealing the views, and he's watching from a view's perspective, so you're probably gonna get there. And the other thing is, like, you're just exposing more of yourself, your opinions, more genuine opinions, and sometimes it can go wrong. It can go wrong, and it can go right. But either way, you are showing your flaws, you're showing your stronger points, and I feel like people will just get a better connection towards you once they start understanding more your because like whenever if you only watch my YouTube videos, you only see the presentation in this. You know what I'm saying? I am presenting you the information, I am presenting you the news, I am like you don't see like the other side most of the times, like the fun, so you're just exposing more of yourself. But if you're confident enough in your personality and all these things, I think you can do well.
I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit. It's always fun to try out new things. I mean, I've done reaction content. I used to have a reaction channel where I would just react to shorts, and a TikTok where I would do stuff like that, and it was fun, but that was worse. Like, I like how you do it. You give context, and you watched my video, which was a half hour, and it took you an hour and a half to get through it because you added context. So I'm gonna mess around with that myself. We could all always learn from each other. You're a smaller creator than me, but it doesn't mean that I think honestly, you bring a ton to the table as a content creator. I don't even look at you as a small creator anymore. I think you're a pretty legit creator in this Diablo Immortal space. But even some of the ones that are like newer and smaller, we could learn from all of them. Everyone's got it goes with life, right? Everyone's got a little bit of knowledge that they can be shared. And I'm looking out the window because my son just got off the bus, so I should probably dip off your stream and say hi to my kid.
No, I feel like if you there's only one my thing regarding the reactions is like, understanding what is a good reaction video, you know, not like reactions to, I understand, like to certain guides, to builds, like they don't tend to perform really well. That's why I'm always starving for content like you did. Like you see it, I know, okay, I got a reaction video. You know, you are with the DM, I got a reaction video. Like even like Sid or sometimes a Paul, you know, like there's always, as long as you bring something to the table and you know that you can also add context and value. So it's just not like 8 minutes video and you're like, yeah,
sitting there.
True. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Yeah. I get it, man. All right, I'm gonna go.
Was good to have you
me on.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat, for hanging out and supporting Indez as well. But hey, man, have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, have a good one, man. Cheers.